Good morning, friends. This morning we are in the bottom pasture, and I have put out the feed in the troughs for the cattle. And this cow is looking for a little bit more feed that might have spilled in the back. I don't have any more to give to her except for what's back there because the hopper is empty. It's a foggy morning. Of course, it was a low of 40-something here this morning, which is the warmest low that it has been in quite a while. We've been below freezing, and we even had highs below freezing, which is not something too often. Of course, it happens in the winter, but it does make it difficult to keep your animals water thawed and keep them fed, because obviously they're needing more calories and a little bit more feed and hay to keep them going. Miss Horns has had her feed, and she's headed across the way there. I've got a cow down there that's having some trouble getting up, and I wondered if she was unable to get up, but she is. I did see that she moved from one hay pile to the other, so we're keeping an eye on her. She's having some soreness in the back hip, and we wanted to give an anti-inflammatory shot, but Jeremy didn't have any luck. He said that she was faster than he was, so apparently she was feeling pretty good that day. She doesn't come up here to the round pen, so we can't get her in the chute to do that. So everybody else seems to be doing okay. Mr. Special's getting his breakfast. In the top pasture, the new calves are doing okay. We've got one of our younger calves there eating feed. And up in the top pasture this morning, we had quite a few of our younger calves and younger cows up for feed, which is always good because they need a little bit extra. So today's message is, yes, you can. This is from Jeremiah, the 1st chapter, the 4th through the 10th verses. Did you ever feel like that you're just too young or too small to do something? Can you think of a time when you might have said, I just can't do it? We've all said that one time or another. Maybe you said it when the coach asked you to play a new position for the first time, or while you were trying to do your homework. We've all found ourselves defeated and saying, I just can't do it. Our Bible lesson today is about a man named Jeremiah. One day, God spoke to Jeremiah and said, before you were even born, I chose you to be my prophet to all the nations. Wow, that is a tall order. Can you imagine being chosen by God to speak his words to the nations of the world? Jeremiah answered, I can't do it. I'm not a good speaker, and besides, I'm too young. God said, don't say I can't. If I tell you to go and speak to someone, then go. And if I tell you what to say, don't leave out a single word. Then the Lord reached out his hand and touched Jeremiah's mouth and said, I'm giving you the words to say, and I'm sending you with authority to speak to the nations for me. God called Jeremiah to a monumental task, even before he was born. But he wasn't going to leave him to do it all on his own. God also promised to give Jeremiah all the words he needed to speak. Just like God had some mighty plans for Jeremiah, he has some pretty big plans for you too. He knows your name. He knew you before you were even born, and he has a plan for your life. There will be times in your life when God will come to you just as he did to Jeremiah and ask you to do something important for him. He may call you to do something that feels difficult or maybe even impossible. You may feel like you're too young and might even say, I can't do it. But when that happens, remember what God said to Jeremiah. Don't say, I can't. If God tells you to do something, he will reach out his hand and touch your life to give you the ability to do it. What a wonderful message. Well, the cows are looking for little scraps of feed there in the back. And of course, Mr. Special knows that the feed comes out of that chute, but unfortunately, the feeder is empty. So let us have a prayer before we finish our message. Dear Father, there may be some things in this life we cannot do on our own, but we know that if you ask us to do something, you will give us the ability to do it, if we just trust in you. Amen. Thank you, friends, for joining me today. I hope that you have a wonderful week. Sounds like it's going to be a good weather week. They're calling for temperatures highs in the 60s, and boy, won't that be nice. It was nice yesterday whenever it was in the 50s. Hello, Mr. Special. How are you today? He said, I'm good, but I need more feed. Yeah. So thank you, friends. I hope you'll do something nice for someone so that they might see Jesus in you.